Welcome to 2 News at 10. For the first time, we're seeing some photos from inside the Tooele apartment where a man's body was found in a freezer after more than a decade.
Today, police wrapped up their investigation, providing some new answers and revealing some new questions that may never be answered.
Yeah, our Jeremy Harris live in Tooele for us tonight. Jeremy, you were able to get some of those crime scene photos from this very bizarre case.
Mark, I got those photos through a public records request earlier today. They show the inside of Paul and Jean Mather's apartment here in Tooele City. We've also got some new information about what investigators have found in the months since they began investigating the bizarre circumstances of a man's body who spent more than a decade in his wife's freezer. As dusk settles over Tooele Valley, the sun is also setting on a mystery that perplexed this community for months. Newly obtained crime scene photos show what officers saw when they went inside of Jean Mather's apartment, responding to a welfare check. It's a note held to the wall by a magnet, typed by her husband Paul and notarized. "I want it known that Jean is in no way responsible for my death, although that will be what my drama queen mother will claim." Steps beyond the note, this freezer, and inside,
they also found a man's body in her freezer.
Not only was he in a bag, but he had the bag over his head, and it was duct taped tightly around his neck.
Police are confident Paul Mathers died in March 2009. His body spent more than a decade in this freezer, but even an autopsy couldn't determine if Mathers died from asphyxia, an overdose, or terminal bladder cancer. Mathers' wife, Jean, died of natural causes in November. Investigators determined Mathers' wife continued to receive his VA benefits for over 10 years.
We had a rough estimate of $177,000.
All the while, his body lay in this freezer.
A lot of resources, a lot of man hours, and a lot of things to try to run down and try to get answers to.
The note may provide some clues of what happened in 2009. It will not be deliberate, as I am not ready to leave my wife, Jean Marie. Jean has foiled my actual suicide attempts.
And this one, we felt like we've tied off every loose end possible, ran down every lead, and the answers just may not ever be known.
But why did he end up in the freezer? And what was Mrs. Mathers thinking during the decade with her husband's body in her apartment? Well, those answers may never come to light.
Really, the only person that has the answers to this question, to the questions that everybody wants to know, is Miss Mathers, whose death started off this entire incident from the beginning.
So how did his death go unnoticed for more than a decade? Well, police tell me they were actually able to track down his sister, who says she came to the apartment around the time that he died in 2009, but his wife told her that he had moved to California, and from that time forward, it's not known if anybody else inquired about him or was suspicious of where he was. Police tell me for now their case is wrapped up. Reporting live in Tooele City, Jeremy Harris, 2 News.
Strange case for sure. All right, Jeremy, thanks.